Let me show you how I gave this 3D printed hand a brain. And yes, I did name it Janus. I named it Janus because of the Greek god Janus, who is the god of new beginnings. I thought that was appropriate. My next prosthetic will probably be a Greek god as well, so if you have any suggestions, just leave a comment. Now, the most important part about Janus is her servos. These little blue things right here. Servos are essentially motors that only move 180 degrees back and forth. Because of this, I can move the servo back and forth to control the finger. Janus has 6 servos in total, 4 on the fingers and 2 on the thumb. One's for rotational movement and one's for closing the thumb. Each of these servos has 3 wires attached to each other that all come out the bottom here. They're wired up inside of Janus, like this one right here on the outside. Each of these wires is hooked up to this blue board right here, which is called a motor driver board. A motor driver board essentially lets you control a bunch of servos at once with one board. It's very helpful for keeping it clean. There's also an IR sensor on this board. It's the little black one. I have another video going over how I installed that. It basically lets me control this prosthetic with a remote control. The easiest way I can describe the wires is that all the red ones connect to power, all the black ones connect to ground, and the yellow one connects to signal. Now that whole circuit connects to this step-down module. It essentially lowers the voltage from this 6-volt battery pack down to 5 volts so it doesn't burn out my Arduino. Now finally, the Arduino is right here. It's the brain of the whole thing. It's actually only a very small part of this. If I have enough hands, I can disassemble this and pull off the Arduino. Arduino actually open sourced their designs, and now anybody can take this, copy it, and sell it for free. Because of this, it does the exact same thing as an Arduino. Without this board, I wouldn't be able to do a single thing with the project. Whenever I write code, I send it directly to this board. Now here's a more blown up version of Janus. If I change the angle like I was talking about earlier, you can see all 6 servos, right here, the blue parts. Each of these moves independently using the code that I wrote. This is how I'm able to get different gestures using Janus. If you look here at the blue swirls, these represent springs, and it helps the motors come back to their original position. I've designed these fingers using 4-bar linkages, which don't really like coming back to where they started. This is pretty much because my design isn't that great yet, but it's getting there. Now the last component that I'll talk about is these yellow bars right here. These are just knuckles. I didn't want anything hitting into the servos and breaking them, and it's worked so far. They're just a little bit clunky. Now if I'm able to afford linear actuators, those are going to be a whole lot better. They're just super expensive right now. And money's a big factor because I'm a college student. I am aiming to get a grant for my school's entrepreneurship society, and I'm hoping that goes through because this would be so much easier if I had that. Now, in case anyone's wondering what program this is Autodesk Inventor. It's super nice. I learned on it, and it's super easy once you figure it out. Another free one for students is Fusion 360, and that's super beginner friendly. I advise using that one first. As always, if you have any suggestions, leave a comment and follow for more. Thank you.